You guys, I want you guys to check this out. I've never had anybody so excited to see me as these deer are. Now watch this little baby. Look at her. What you doing? Huh? What you doing, girl? What's up? What's up? Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. Today we're going to talk about printers, 3D printers to be precise. I wanted to show the best way to adhere stuff to your beds. I don't use those nasty glue sticks that's just terrible. I've seen people's beds that after they've used glue sticks and that, yeah, I ain't never seen anything like that. And as far as I'm concerned, this magnetic bed is useless. All mine are glass beds. But anyway, people use that glue and then they have a hard time getting it off, and you see people's pads like this with all this stuff stuck on it, and I'll show you a prime example of that. Looky here. Isn't that nasty? You can feel where they've tore that thing all to pieces, and it's just, and this is that old plastic stuff. Junk. I keep it in case I need a piece of plastic I can use to make a part out of. But anyway, this one here is an Ender 3 Pro, and might be a little dark in here. I need to get some light over in here. That helps a little bit. But I just got the glass sitting on it right now, and I've had quite a few problems with this. I got this one last year, and it was a parts. It was for parts. It was all there. It was just sold as parts because there was something wrong with it and it wouldn't work. Well, I plugged it in, couldn't get nothing out of it. It wouldn't do nothing. So it had this 4.2.2 board in it, and it's got the BL or CR Touch plug, but this one's not silent. So I upgraded it with a silent board that I thought was bad, which wasn't. And we put the 4.2.7 in there. So right now I'm waiting on some parts for it. I ended up having problems with the heater on the hot end, and the temperature of it wouldn't go up past 233. I think the most I've ever seen it at one time, and I think that was a one-time deal, it was 138, but it would not go to 238. It would not go to 240, which is what my printer was set to print that print. So I thought, well, maybe the heater's bad. So I replaced the heater and ran it through the line like it was supposed to be and all that stuff. As you can see, I've got my gantry off, or my head. So I replaced it, ran the wire through it, hooked it up to the board, and went to go heat it up, and it gave me an alarm. Now, I'd never had that before. So I decided to go another route. Since I I had a stepper motor that was bad on the back here, and the wiring and stuff wasn't right, so I just decided to go ahead and change this over to direct drive. So we're going to get rid of the Bowden tube and put a direct drive on here. I've got it coming, just slowly doing it, and I'm doing a bunch of upgrades to it. And anyway, I'm forgetting what the video is all about. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Eventually, after using it for so long, and this is probably about I don't know, 3 months, 4 months worth of work, and it's starting to show the outline of all the parts that I have printed over the last few prints. So it's time to take and redo this bed. Now, anytime you clean your bed, you have to re-level your bed every single time, and I'll tell you why. Number one, when you've got buildup of hairspray, I use hairspray. This is what I use right here, and this is getting expensive and hard to find, this very exact one. The last time I found this, they're so few and far between, I decided to buy every single one of them. It has to be the number 8. I've tried other numbers, but they didn't work. This is the only one I've seen that will actually work. Now, I just tried this one here, Aquanet, and it goes on a little watery, but it seemed to do okay. But this one here makes a nice even coat across the board or the bed, and it is extremely effective. So before I print, I'll spray it, and then the bed heats up, and then it levels everything out and makes it nice, and I mean, it looks like a brand spanking new one, and we'll show you here in a minute. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and take this glass bed off. And these ones that I didn't take the pad off of it, the magnet, they're a little contrary, they like to stick. So you just got to kind of jiggle a little bit. But I didn't take my magnet off of this one. Now this one over here I did. Or actually that one was already done when I got it. I think it helps hold heat. So it acts like to me, in my mind, it just acts like a thing to hold heat, so it doesn't work so hard. So we'll take this out in the kitchen and we'll show you how I'm going to clean this hairspray off of here. So now we've got it in the sink, and I've already run the water and it's already warm. So we'll just start soaking that and just let the hot water do its thing. It ain't hot yet. It's getting a little cooler outside, and if you notice, you see how it's starting to turn white? I can tell from my direction, I don't know if you can. But it's starting to turn white. That means the water's getting pretty, well, no it ain't. It's getting cool outside, so the water doesn't stay hot as long as it did before the next time you used it. Now it's getting pretty hot. Alright, so we're just going to let that ride on there for a little bit. This one actually wasn't as bad a shape as I thought it was. But you can see some roughness in it. And then you just take this here, scraper, and just scrape all that stuff off of it. And Comes off like that right there. We're going to do half of it and I'll show you the difference. You can use a razor blade and just scrape across it like that. So you see the difference? And that water is pretty damn hot. And you don't want to push down on that glass too hard while it's hot like that. You'll crack that glass. Of course, this is tempered glass. Then I'll take one of my old sponges that I use for cleaning stuff and just take the scouring side of it and even it out. And then rinse it again, rinse the bottom. And then we dry it off. And I'll meet you next to the printer. So now, that's what it looks like after you've done it, cleaned it off. It'll have a dry haze to it. And you watch, this thing's gonna look like brand spanking new. So we'll put it back on there. Put my clips back on it. And then we'll take our hairspray. Let me go get my other can, that one's empty. And then we'll just spray that. Just like you're painting. Now, when you first put it on there, it looks kind of runny. I need to move all this stuff. I'm starting to pile stuff underneath there. And we're going to take and bring our temperature up. And we're just going to do the bed because we're not worried about it that hot and I'm not ready to print nothing yet. Now, I want to show you what that bed looks like right now. Ain't that a pretty looking bed? Now the reason that you have to re-level your bed is because you just took material off of that bed. Plus you've moved stuff and you can't get nothing back exactly the way it was. It's very simple to just re-level it. That one is getting a BL or a CR Touch from Creality. So we're going to try a CR Touch and hope it works out. But that's what the bed looks like now. And I got to re-level it. And I'm getting ready to do some more printing for some parts for that. I'm looking for the bracket that mounts here, that mounts the direct drive. And I'm also looking for the bracket that mounts here that I need to print for a BL Touch. Because I've got a BL Touch here and I think there's some parts missing off of it. Where'd I put it? I done lost them. Now where'd I put those? probably right in front of my face. Thought it was in the drawer. Yeah, they are. See, I got this style, the BL Touch, but it didn't have the right plug on it. And I think there's some parts missing because I noticed on somebody else's site they showed 2 springs. And I would have thought that this would have came with a bracket, but it didn't. So I'm trying to find the bracket to mount this one to. So, but I got the Creality CR Touch. It was black. It looked nicer. It wasn't a big old white blob sticking out in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying to make this thing look nice. So I didn't want no white BL Touch. I wanted a CR Touch. So anyway, that's how you clean the glass and recondition it. Now once you've got that heated up, and this bed is nice, and you feel the capability of that foundation. It just feels like a good foundation. And when you put it under hot water, it softens up so soft you just scrape it right off. Now I've let them things go a long time. I've pulled big old rolls off of mine before. So, but hairspray is the way to go, guys. This number 8 Max Hold Suave. Get it now while you can because it's getting harder to find. But Max Hold number 8. And that's what I use, and I'm getting ready to have to refill this one. I've done used all those ones that I got before because I bought 6 of them at one time. I bought all they had. I was greedy that day. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.